Hi, I hope you've had a blessed day today. Today I'd like to talk about Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others. One of the greatest joys in life is the gift of serving others. We sometimes get so caught up in the everyday life of work, family, and numerous other obligations that serving and being there for others falls by the wayside. God's desire is not only to live in the fullness of life, but also that we would give of ourselves to others. Jesus set the perfect example of loving and serving others. Loving others always requires sacrifice. The gift of love is never free. But as we develop a life that includes loving and serving others, we'll discover a life more fulfilling than any life of selfishness can produce. When God calls us to serve others, I have to be honest, and I have to admit, it's not always easy. Sometimes I find myself burdened, overworked, and I lack the strength to serve others. And eventually, sometimes, I give up on the idea of doing it. But I've come to realize that these feelings don't come from the heart, but they come from the stress and the thought of earning respect from a Christian community that sometimes, a lot of times, admires actions over motives. Luckily, we serve a God who looks at our heart, not our deeds. God doesn't ask us to give what we don't have. The world doesn't need another burnt-out giver. God doesn't ask us to die in the giving of ourselves if we don't have life to begin with. God has amazing plans for us, and those plans are filled with acts of love and sacrifice. But before you can love and serve others, you need to know that you yourself are loved and served. And in response to that love and service that God gives you, ask Him for ways you can love and serve others in return. Create pockets of time in your life in which you can serve and give of yourself. Look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others. May you find a joy and purpose in loving and serving others today in response to God's great love and sacrifice for you. God bless you all.